There are three voices inside you right now, and you've been listening to the wrong one without knowing it. Have you ever felt something and thought, was that God? Or was that just me? That question is more important than you think. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to tell the difference. You can't follow a voice you don't recognize, and in a world this loud, this distracted, not learning to hear God isn't just a mistake. It costs you. Jesus said it clearly in John 10:27, "My sheep hear my voice. I know them, and they follow me." That means you can hear God. The problem was never that he stopped speaking. If that hit you, let it land. Most people were taught religion, rules, rituals, but never how to actually listen. So when God speaks, they doubt, they second guess, they walk away from the very thing they prayed for. But here's what you need to hear. God wants to speak to you more than you want to listen. The first voice is your flesh. It's fast, it's comfortable. It says, "Do it, you deserve it, nothing's going to happen." Your flesh doesn't want obedience, it wants ease. It trades your purpose for comfort every single time. Jesus said it this way in Matthew 26:41, "The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." Your flesh will always choose distraction over prayer, pleasure over purpose. And if you don't learn to recognize it, it will lead you somewhere that feels right now, but breaks you later. But here's what nobody talks about. The second voice is more dangerous because it doesn't sound like an enemy. It sounds like logic, like memory, like your own honest thoughts. It whispers, "You've already failed too much. You're not going to change. God doesn't want you anymore." That voice has one job: plant doubt. Doubt about God. Doubt about who you are. Here's the key. If a voice accuses you, isolates you, or fills you with hopelessness, it is not God. The third voice is different from everything you felt before. It's calm. It's clear. It doesn't rush you. It doesn't crush you. God's voice confronts you, but it always restores you at the same time. And it carries something that cannot be faked: peace. Philippians 4:7 says, "The peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind." So remember this: the flesh pushes, the enemy accuses, God guides with truth. Now, how do you actually know it's God speaking and not just a feeling? First, God never contradicts what he already said. If what you're hearing goes against the Bible, it doesn't matter how right it feels. It's not God. His word is the filter. Share this with someone who needs it. Second, God's voice brings peace in the middle of chaos. Not always comfort, but clarity. Like something deep inside you finally settles. It won't always be the loudest voice, but it will always be the truest. Jesus went into the wilderness and stayed firm, not because he heard something new, but because he held on to what he already knew. Third, his voice always draws you closer to him, never toward pride, never toward isolation. This is where it gets uncomfortable. What about when God feels silent? When you've prayed and heard nothing? His silence is not absence. Sometimes he's already spoken, and now he's waiting to see if you trust what he said. You don't need a louder sign. You need a deeper relationship. Because here's the truth. You cannot recognize a voice you've never spent time with. Comment "voice" if this spoke to you. The more time you spend with God, the faster you recognize when it's really Him. One whisper from God can redirect your entire life. The voice you follow today is building the future you'll live tomorrow. If you want to hear God more clearly, subscribe. Because here, we don't just consume content, we seek transformation.